you've got a business to run, big and heavy products to ship, and customers who need them now, when you've got the right driver and the right equipment, you can bet on a spectacular result. Bennett understands complex logistics and puts the best team, the most time, and the latest technology into every customer relationship. So you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the race. Let us handle the rest.
Together, we can move anything.
Hello and a warm welcome to the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. It's a beautiful day here at Road America. The sun is out. DJ Clark's alongside me. He's going to be in the booth with me, and we're getting ready for another round 7 for Trans Am. Now, this season has been pretty much about Paul Menard and Chris Dyson catching up. He's caught up, the gap 34 points. But, as always with TA, there's always a ringer there, and it's Brent Cruz.
Yeah, your reigning TA2 champion jumping on into TA this year. It's going to be absolutely fascinating to see what he can do in this round. Now, he's driving the Dodge Challenger that we've seen Boris set in earlier this season, but crucially, it's got a winning pedigree here. Kaz Grala won in that exact same car here in 2022.
100 miles, long way, especially around this 4-mile circuit. It can catch you out very easily. No pit stops expected. It's going to be a tough, hard race.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be very grueling on the engines. We've actually seen Cruz have quite a few problems here this weekend, and it's going to be very tough on the drivers. This is a flat-out circuit. It's going to push them a lot. It's going to push these cars a lot, and we're going to have to watch to see if driver or car may break during the race.
Well, like I said, this season's all been about Paul Menard, who once again starts on the front row. So it's his to lose. He's got that championship lead, but can he hold it? Chris Dyson is on a run at the moment and looking good. He's had some bad luck, but that could change. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, Ben Sissel will be on the grid. How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn, 140 mile an hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the V-Box HT2 system.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, hot pit lane at Road America. We have a ton of fans here. Road America always provides for a great race. I've got a fan here. Check out his shirt. Speaking of Road America fans, and then I believe that he's got Paul Menard right here on his hat. Briggs, I'm going to put you on the spot. And with a name like Briggs, you got to be a motorsports fan. Who do you think is going to win this race in TA?
Paul Menard, because we save big money at Menards.
Oh, look at that. It's like a commercial. Now, that was not a plant. He's a friend of my son that races a historic Trans Am with us in SVRA. But speaking of Paul Menard, we got to bring him in here because check this out. We've got 3 Pole Awards. Briggs, you're awesome. Thank you. 3 Pole Awards already this year. Paul, you're the current points leader, and then this being your home state, little added pressure to it.
Well, lots of fans here. First off, I mean, it's awesome to see everybody here at Elkhart. Family, my wife and kids are over there. I got my mom, my dad here, brother, sister-in-law. Awesome to be back at Elkhart Lake. I don't get to race here that often, but when we do, it's always a thrill. I mean, turn 1, turn 5, you know, the kink, it's got a little bit of everything.
I love it. All right, well, Paul Menard, good luck. We're going to come back through here to Keith Grant. Keith Grant has been in all kinds of cars here this weekend, but you can't pass up racing Road America in a TA car, can you?
No, I can't. It's really looking forward to the race today. It's been a lot of fun this weekend. A lot of speed, and but you got to get that thing to stop down at turn 5 too.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Keith Grant doing really well in both TA and in FRP in the Atlantics. Then we come over here, a newcomer to the series. So check this out. Don Yount from Dallas, Texas. I'm going to come and interrupt real quick. And you can always tell the newcomers because they've got some tape on them, right? But Don, I know you've raced in just about everything and fast things, but there's something about the power of these TA cars.
I have not raced anything with this kind of power. So, I mean, it's a full adrenaline rush for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I guess when you've got this kind of power, you've got to do Road America.
That was it. I think I had said I was going to do one, and when I looked at the list you had to do this one.
Nice. Yeah. I love it. Well, good luck, Don Yount, all the way from Dallas, Texas. Then I'm going to come briefly here because we've got, for Joe Claridge, the cruise missile here. Brent Cruz running in TA, getting the Shaka from Adam Andretti. How's this feel?
Feels great. Excited to be able to race this number 2 for Poncho Weaver. We got Steeled on the side of it and then Canopy Roofing. So excited to get this race started. We're starting a little bit deeper than we wanted to, but just ready to go.
Nice. We'll look for Brent Cruz, the cruise missile, to move his way up through. I got to come over here. Look at these two guys right here. Come here, guys. Frenemies today, right? Road America. We got Danny Lowry, Ricky Sanders here running these AMGs. So, guys, we've missed you. You've been gone a few events.
Yep. Yeah, I had to take my wife on vacation to Europe, and about once a year I give her priority.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Stay married, right? First priority. Ricky, welcome back. And then Road America in these things, a little bit different than the last track we raced with you guys.
Yeah, these cars are a little different with the different tracks and stuff. These cars are faster through the corners, or as fast through the corners as they are down the straightaway. A lot of driver assist with the traction control and ABS, so they're a lot of fun and high-speed cornering.
Nice. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much. Welcome back. We missed you. Carlson, we had a great race with you on the podium last time with us at Pit Race, and then right by your friend Lee Saunders.
Yeah, it should be a good race. We're on the same road with Lee Saunders. Should be a good drag race at turn 1. Car feels good, and hoping for a good result.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Then I got to come back here because, Road America, known as like the Corvette track. Richard Forsyth, welcome to Road America in a Corvette.
Well, yeah, I love this track. I just wanted to say hello to all the fans out there, and this venue is amazing, and we always love coming here with other series sometimes, but love this track, and you guys, hope everybody has a fabulous day today. We're going to try to keep up our winning streak and see if we can just, pass some really fast people in front of me if I can.
Nice. I love it. Well, good luck, Richard Forsyth, in this beautiful 5.8 Corvette. I've got 1 minute to run up. We've got Lee Saunders here in that big V10 Dodge Viper. Beautiful car. Danny Lowry getting into his car because I'm hearing from the producers we got to hoof it up here to the front. Tommy Dreesy with the Lucas Oil MAV TV number 8 car. Not sure what that tape is doing. Maybe that's going to go over the door. Not sure what we're doing there. Then we've got the Valley Automotive Group McNichols red Corvette of Amy Ruman. Then Adam Andretti. I didn't get to talk to you last time. The Music City Grand Prix and Big Machine double spiked. So I will be at the Music City Grand Prix. Are you going to the Music City Grand Prix with me?
I can't miss it. I mean, it's a shame that the logistics didn't allow Trans Am to come back this year, but Trans Am will be back when it's ready.
We're going to party there, my hometown of Nashville. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up here to Marvin Gray for the invocation. Road America, so happy to be here. I know Marvin Gray loves this place, so Marvin, take it away.
This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for the opportunity to race here at awesome Road America, the National Park of Speed. So now we ask your blessing on each and every one that's a part of the show, the drivers, the crews, the officials, the workers, the track folks, and thank you for our fans. Bless and protect our fans. Lord, we thank you for our troops and safety forces as they protect us. And Lord, we pray for those in need of healing, for those who have suffered loss. Bless and protect them. And thank you for all your blessings. In your name we pray, Jesus. Amen.
In your name we pray, Jesus. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Marvin Gray. Anton Pietenpool, we are about to put you through the ringer because they've turned on the speakers. It's a good echo. You're wearing your Road America shirt to honor America. Anton Pietenpool to deliver the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Oh, my goodness. We asked the impossible, and you delivered. Unbelievable. Nice job, Anton. Johnny, I'm going to send it up to you.
Thank you, Ben, and what a great rendition to get us underway. And I'm joined in the booth once again by DJ Clark, and I'm delighted to be joined also by Eric Miller, the voice of Road America. Welcome, gentlemen. I'm looking forward to this. It's always interesting with the different categories. We've got 10 minutes to go. I'm going to start with you, Eric. Just want to check, I'll do the grid first, but I just want to check on some of the things about Road America. Chris Dyson and Paul Menard line up on row 1. Paul Menard looking for his 4th victory in a row. Adam Andretti and Keith Grant on row 2. Then Amy Ruman and Don Yount from Dallas, Texas, coming in for Dreesy Motorsport. Delighted to have him back in the field. Tommy Dreesy and Brent Cruz. That's our new man to the grid, but of course he is our current champion in TA2. First time out, though, for Brent. Danny Lowry leads the way in XGT, and he'll be up against his good mate and friend Ricky Sanders in the Bridge Hall Bennett Pitboxers car. Further down, Lee Saunders, always good in SGT. Joshua Carlson, the youngster, looking forward to racing hard against Lee. Richard Grant and Richard Forsyth. Kaylee Bryson and Chris Coffey. And Coffey, of course, leading in GTs, had a great season so far. David Hampton, busy weekend for him. Colin Cohen. And Raymond Cobbs comes in the Big Dipper Motorsports car, his first run in TA. So that's the grid. And Eric, I'll go back to you now and say, you know, with Road America, I mean, we always pour a lot of platitudes on it. You've been here a long time. That repaving, how much difference was there to the racing after it was repaved?
Very honestly, it was what you'd really expect at Road America. The racing becomes much closer. Tires really have a lot more grip. This is a polymer surface, so track temperatures like this will kind of impact a little bit. These Pirellis are going to bite in. A lot of the tire wear this weekend is because of the green racetrack. Now that we've at least got a day and a half outside of the wet that we had in practice earlier in the weekend, this racetrack is going to take some Pirelli rubber right away, and now it's going to be who can manage those tires throughout the rest of the race. But it's still Road America. Long flowing straightaways, but from turn 5 to turn 8, it's still got a little bit of twisty bit that you got to pay attention to the brakes here at Road America.
Yeah, and DJ, I heard one of the drivers earlier in the weekend say, what I love about Road America is it's attack, and that's what he was talking about, those long straights into heavy braking. And so that's, I think, why the drivers love it so.
Yeah, they certainly do. And as Eric and I have been talking about over the course of this weekend privately, it's also a deceptive rhythm track. There are a lot of corners, particularly the run from turn 5 really all the way into turn 12, that you have to build that momentum. And if you lose a tenth or two in one corner, that is going to cascade against your lap time all the way through. So it really is a track that, yes, it's known for the high speed straightaways, it's known for the power, but it's got a mix of everything.
Yeah, and if you aren't in the area that is Wisconsin, we've had a lot of rain over the weekend, mainly at night, thankfully. So the grass, which is always a factor here, if you do touch a wheel on it, it's going to be wet and pretty slippy.
Not a lot of grip in the green stuff. But that is also, I think, what allows this racetrack to be a favorite of so many drivers is when you do get into a little bit of trouble, there is a little bit of forgiveness. You're not up against a concrete barrier like you are on a street course. So Road America does afford you the opportunity to maybe attack a little bit, but if you start to over-attack, you start to heat those Pirelli tires up just a little bit too much, you can back your pace up a little bit and try to re-attack again. That 4-mile lap here at Road America really affords you the opportunity to try to regroup and then come on the offensive.
And as we take a look at the number 7 of Don Yout, just a reminder, we're live on MAV TV, but we're also going to be showing highlights, Trans Am Thursday, as I like to call it, on MAV TV, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern and going through with highlights of both the TA2 and the TA race you're about to see. And we'll be on board with Tommy Dreese in his Chevrolet number 8, sponsored by Lucas. Always good to hear and see what Tommy's up to, and it's almost identical, the car of Don Yout, and just the number slightly different. And in terms of Tommy Dreese here in 24, third at the moment on 5:01, best finish third, and 1 pole position, 3 podiums, and kind of a change around for Tommy Dreese this year with the move to Ken Thwaites running the team. In fact, basically Ken sold his team to Tommy Dreese, and therefore Dreese is the driver, but he's now managed effectively by Ken Thwaites. Let's head down to Ben Sissel for the start command.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. I've got Bo and Remy here, Paul Menard's kids, to deliver the most famous words in motorsports. Guys, take it away.
Drivers, start your engines!
Hey, nice job, nice job, nice job.
Great to see all the kids enjoying motor racing, and actually great to actually see the pit walk today, and so many fans. They're dotted around the trees. You don't see them until they all come out onto the pre-grid. The Hula Girl is ready to go. She's got a couple of songs up her sleeve, and we'll be able to generate the G-force of Danny Lowry as he goes round this track, and hopefully she'll be playing some nice melodies for him.
Nothing better than melody of these big V8 engines, right?
Yeah. I have to say, if I had a choice right now, I would probably be kettle bottoms and just get that roar as they go past.
Well, and the echo that comes in there when you're in that area, just coming off the trees like that, absolutely spectacular. But as you have said, there's really no bad place to watch on this circuit. Everywhere you go is going to be a fantastic viewing opportunity.
Well, as they roar off the pre-grid, let's just catch you up. We're going into the second half of the season. Paul Menard won the first race at Sebring and kind of stole a march on Chris Dyson, who was taken out of all people. He now has 584 points to Dyson's 550. Tommy Dreese still very much in the hunt, as is Adam Andretti, who won, of course, at Road Atlanta at Michelin Raceway back in April for round 2. And that was followed up by a win finally for Chris Dyson in the third round. I say finally because we were always expecting him to win. Paul Menard, though, has been on a real stretch. Lime Rock, he won. Back came to pit race. He never raced there. Menard won there. And last week he won at Mid-Ohio. So it doesn't matter where he goes. It doesn't matter if he's never raced there. Paul Menard on great form right now.
Well, and that momentum can just carry you so far forward because as a driver, you start to feel that you're untouchable. You start to feel the fact that you're in line with this car. You know what it's going to do, and you know how far you can push it. You're going to take that little bit of extra risk. You're going to push a little bit farther than you would because you have confidence in not only yourself, but the machinery. And so that is why success begets success, and that's why my pick for today is Paul Menard.
There you go. Well, let's take a closer look at this amazing Road America track, which was built in the mid-50s and still rolls on today as one of the most iconic.
I'm driving the Weaver Motorsports number 2, and this is a lap at Road America. Going through turn 1 here is where we have all our restarts. You can see it gets quite hairy through there. And then approaching turn 2, you'll see here, this is a place where stuff can get really hairy. We go into turn 5 here, we're coming at mile per hour, about 180, 190. These are spots where you can either gain a lot or you can lose it all. Going up the hill, one of my favorite corners on the racetrack, you see us approaching turn 8 and then the carousel. Carousel, you can gain a lot of time, you can also lose it all. This is one of my favorite corners on the racetrack because I think it's really good for the drivers. And then the kink here, I think it's kind of self-explanatory, one of the most difficult places. Coming in the last corner here, this is where you see Dyson and Marks battling out for the win here in 2023. Hopefully you can see the number 2 Weaver Motorsports car up there with them. That was Road America, my favorite track in the world.
And we welcome our viewers live on MAV TV. Thank you to Brent Cruz, the new boy in many ways to TA, but certainly learning the track quickly. And in fact, there was a lot of raised eyebrows on Friday when Brent finally took to the track his first roll of the wheels of the Pancho Weaver prepared car that, as DJ mentioned, won here in 22 with Kaz Grala, a very good, competent race driver himself. And no question about it, Brent will be very interesting to watch. And I believe that, I talked to Pancho briefly about it, but the belief is that because Brent is sort of, picked for the future by Toyota. He's part of the Toyota Racing Development Program. They want him in as much horsepower as possible. So, of course, these are the beasts, 850 brake horsepower. He's already absolutely mastered the talent of 550 TA2. He's our current champion. But now a chance to go effectively unlimited. Just a little bit tricky to drive and a little bit more of a handful, boys.
Yeah, it certainly is. You add a little bit of that extra 300 horsepower, the car's going to behave a little bit differently. And so very good for Brent Cruz to be able to get a feel for all of that. And what better place to do it than here at the National Park of Speed?
Yeah, no question about it. Your favorite corner here, Eric? You've been here a few years?
My favorite corner, believe it or not, is going to be turn 8. And the reason why is this example from this drone shot right now. Tell you what, turn 8 sets up turn 12 passing opportunities. You've got to roll through Hurry Downs out of 8 into Speedville, into the carousel, to be able to make that pass into turn 12 in the last couple of goes.
Delighted to have Eric here, of course, the expert for Road America, perfectly poised, DJ part of the team all year, and here we go, folks, 2x2. Menard on the right in the black and green, the Master Tools, Pro Master Tools. And there's the Weaver prepared yellow and blue of Brent Cruz. A little further back, they had some gremlins that caused them to not get the position they wanted out of qualifying, but watch Brent Cruz come through, I can assure you. But the battle is on, a battle royal between our current champion, Chris Dyson, and the man who wants to take that title away from him, Paul Menard. They come up the hill, look to the green flag. It is being waved. That means we're underway. Away they go then for the 100 miles of Trans Am. Good start from Dyson. He's side by side with Menard and has got up in a better position for the turn in. Andretti got away well too, and he's already alongside Menard and may just squeak into second place if he's lucky.
And right from the outset there, you see Brent Cruz also making some moves. Tommy Dreese sitting back in the popcorn position. He's going to have to let it go, but here is Andretti still fighting for P2.
That is side-by-side action. Menard is not giving in. Now let's see who's got the grunt in a straight line. Great start from Andretti, and this is an important one too. He'll want to get through by turn 5 as we go on board with Tommy Dreese, who's just a little bit further behind. 25 laps or the clock, depending on whether we get some cautions. Good start from Dyson, though, into 5.
Dyson, of course, no stranger to Road America victory lane here, but the Dark Horse Cruise in that lone Dodge here this weekend, that car with Kaz Grala has made an impact at this racetrack. So that car is a winning car here at Road America. You can't underestimate that TA2 champion stepping into TA. You can't underestimate his opportunity here.
on board with Danny Lowry, and I love his effectively hula girl on the front there. I don't know if Ricky Sanders has got one too, but Danny's always had it there, and you can tell which way he's going by which way she's leaning. Under Speedville and into the carousel for the first time.
Yeah, and this is where you're really going to see that hula girl do the work. But we're going to check back in here at the front of the field with Chris Dyson. This is the view he wants to see.
Yeah.
No worry about air wash. A little bit of a lift there through the kink. I think that tells me that he's just nursing these Pirellis up to temperature. He's not pushing too hard too early.
Yeah, this camera really does show you the speed at which they are going. The two Lucas cars, 7 and 8, on track together. Then comes the production classes of XGT, SGT. We're on board with Danny as he heads down to Canada Corner. Danny has totally dominated XGT this season, but then again, Ricky Sanders hasn't been in every race, so therefore he hasn't had. And here comes Brent Cruz on Grant, coming out of 14, should make a pass.
Cruz putting the pressure on here along this long Road America straightaway. That Dodge Challenger has notoriously been very quick in a straight line here, but you look at Paul Menard not letting Chris Dyson walk away towards turn 1. Just a couple of car lengths, and then Andretti. How great is it to have Adam back in TA?
Yeah, and Adam was saying that he remembers his first ever race in a go-kart around Road America when he was a kid, and loved it, and has since, as Brent Cruz does, make up a position in the number 2.
Yeah, that's a great move there from Cruz. Turn 3, not necessarily an overtaking opportunity as we think, not because of the amount of braking that you do into that corner, but because it sets you up for the long straightaway. But what that tells me is Cruz is confident, like you were saying, Eric, on the straight line speed of that car, that he had no concerns about going to the inside of Grant, maybe being a little bit offline, and still being able to power away.
I mentioned at the top of the show, TA, Paul Menard leads by 584. 34 points ahead of Dyson, and then Dreesy in 3rd, Adam Andretti currently 4th, Amy Ruman in 5th. Ooh, 36 of Josh Carlson, smoking a little too heavily. That doesn't look good at all, does it? And he's slowing down too.
Yeah, that is certainly suboptimal there for Carlson. I'm not sure what exactly is going on with that car, but that may be, hopefully it's not depositing any oil or any fluids down on the track, and hopefully he's able to pull off to a cutout here shortly.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want in a tight-knit corner of 5 and up to the hill to 6 with any fluid down. Keeping an eye on that too, but Chris Dyson here just continues to set the pace. No surprise here that Paul Menard right on the back bumper.
Now we're going to see how wide Andretti can get, because Cruz is all over the back of him. And the Cruz missile is definitely locked and loaded into Canada, right there behind Andretti, currently in 3rd.
Yeah, and what this is going to do is that means that Cruz is going to want to try to get by as quickly as possible. There he goes, right on cue into turn 14. He has total confidence in that car. He's making maneuvers in corners that we normally don't see those passes. He wants to get up. He wants to get himself involved in this battle for P1.
Just starting lap 3, but that's actually not a bad move from Adam Andretti when you think about it. This is a really long race at 100 miles. 25 laps on paper doesn't sound like a lot, but a 4-mile lap is an incredibly long amount of time. With the amount of pressure and heat that comes in with these braking systems into these deep dive corners, that's not a bad idea for Adam Andretti to kind of just sit and let the race percolate forward from here. You want to save your equipment because the last 10 miles, the last 10 minutes is really important.
Dyson, Menard, and Cruz, that's your top 3. Now, the question is, can Brent Cruz catch up with these boys? The only, if you like, Achilles heel for that Weaver car is it hasn't been reliable all weekend. It's had a few gremlins. They've sorted them out. Poncho's one of the best in the business at sorting them out. So we're just kind of fingers crossed as we see Carlson coming in, not really unexpectedly after the smoke pouring out the back of it. But yeah, that's the only weak link, is whether everything's okay in that car.
Well, and I think from this point forward, if there are...
Oh, no, Dyson, of all people! That was weird.
Was that a little bit of how you doing there? I wonder. That was a very violent jink to the left there on the wheel.
Yeah, it almost felt like he got hit from Menard. I don't want to say that until I see the replay, but it's very odd to see Dyson make what I would call a relatively simple mistake like that, unless he was caused into it. So let's have a look at the replay. But Dyson, amazingly, this tough season continues. And again, he's going to have to rebuild from here. And I was just about to say, this is a race that Dyson really wants to dominate, to get that gap down. And as we go into Some more iconic circuits later in the season. Dyson wants to be right there with Menard, or he's going to run away with it. And again, the opportunity now is there for Menard to take.
Well, Dyson now is going to have a lot of work to do, obviously, to try to all the ground he's lost now. But now at the front of the field is a little jumbled up now.
Yeah, no question about it. And I also think Andretti's thinking long-term, too. He doesn't need to worry about Brent Cruz. He's only here for the weekend. And you never know. By the time the 100 miles is up, Andretti could well be either in a podium position, which he is now, or potentially trying to vie for the win. Emmy Ruman on the run, too.
Well, this is the shades of what we saw at Road Atlanta when Adam Andretti was able to sneak that victory with some misfortunes happening from the drivers farther up in the field.
So a good battle here between Amy Ruman and Grant in the 40, just ahead. But the big story, obviously, Chris Dyson going off. Haven't seen the replay yet, but I'd like to know what on earth happened to Chris Dyson. Let's take a look. Boys, I'll let your eagle eyes take it away when you see what you see, and we'll judge it from there.
All right, so here we've got from the drone shot, that's a look down to the inside from Menard. Yeah. That's contact.
Little opportunistic there from Paul Menard. Not quite to the left rear yet, and Dyson on a usual turn-in. So here's the onboard from Dyson. Watch his hands in the reaction to the contact. As a race car driver, just watch his hands react to it.
Oh,
how fast does his hands snap around? And Chris Dyson, one of the best in the business.
Yeah, and I wondered if the stewards will think to look at that closely, because obviously, as you say, a bit of a lunge. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But we'll see. Anyway, either way, Menard's getting away with it for now. Cruz, though, chasing him down the gap, 2.7 seconds. And that's the story of this race, is that Dyson has been turned around in the opening salvos of this and really now has got his work cut out. He's all the way down the field and trying to come back.
Well, as you saw on that camera shot, Dyson down in 8th place and a fair ways off of Don Yunt, so he's really got to start pushing the car here. But that also comes into the other thing that we talked about earlier. You've got to look after the tires. He can't push too hard, because if he goes too aggressive too early, he may be able to catch up to Cruz and Menard, but then by the time that happens, his tires will be gone, and he's not going to be able to fight him.
Yeah, I was interested listening to Wally Dollenbach the other week talking about close fighting in a TA car. He said, in a weird way, you actually don't want to be nose to tail all the time, because actually the heat from the car in front and the wash just degrades the tires even more so. And so again, you want to be in clean air if you can be, which is what exactly Dyson's doing. But as you rightly point out, DJ, in order to get up there, he's going to have to push, and that means the tires are going to go off.
Now, one of the things that you could look at, the stats from the last, let's say, 4 or 5 races here, there's typically a yellow mid-race.
Yeah.
That could play into an advantage for Dyson to just be patient, but that's exactly that. He's looking for a yellow at this point to try to cool those Pirellis off. Then he can regroup and then go back on the attack.
Nothing wrong with the car after that spin, but it was a light tap, that was all. And to be fair, I don't think, I mean, obviously it wasn't intentional. It was a sort of half effort at trying to make an overtake. So, I mean, if you're going to put any blame, it has to be on Menard, but I don't think it was intentional.
I think most race control folks would tell you, in an opportunistic move like that, you have to be alongside. And if you're not, you are responsible for the car in front of you. And I think that's the way race control may look at it.
And he may get a penalty for it, that's for sure. Here he comes, same corner now. But nobody in sight this time as he heads down into Speedville and into the carousel yet again.
Well, and as we come through turn 8, one of the other things that we've been keeping an eye on over the course of this weekend is that little bit of dirt off to the inside, and that has prevented a lot of side-by-side moves going into that corner, because there is dirt that is built up as a result of the rain that we've had here over the last couple of weekends. And so I think going side-by-side into that corner, that may have factored into Chris Dyson's brain when he held his line in the way that he did, thinking that Menard wasn't going to make the move there.
Absolutely, but again, you don't want to sacrifice a lot of momentum in the 8 because of that speed build that you have all the way through the carousel. Keep in mind that from the top of the hill in turn 6 to the point at Canada Corner, you're going downhill the entire way. A huge rotational weight distribution from these cars going through the carousel. You're under a tremendous amount of left side load by the time you get to the bottom of turn 10, and you want to keep really in line through there just to maximize your speed potential by the time you get to the bottom of turn 12 at Canada Corner.
Now, keeping an eye on the two Dreesy cars, because as you can see, Dyson is catching them, and he's catching them quickly. I just looked at the board as they cross the line again, and Dyson's some 3 seconds quicker than the two cars you're looking at, so he'll be really trying to catch up. We thought he might just sort of hold on to the tyres, but he's going for it, boys, which is what we want to see, obviously, and it won't be long before he's right on the tail of both the 7 and the 8. In fact, he's on there now, look.
Yeah, he's going to be getting a little bit of a hint of the draft down the straightaway. That's going to aid in that about 850 horsepower that he's got on board, gain him a couple more miles per hour. He's going to be tickling close to 180 by the time he jumps onto the binders down into turn 5. And one of the things that is going to be second nature to Chris Dyson at this point is going to be remembering that extra speed, that overspeed, he's going to have to compensate for that into the braking zone, because that downhill run, you've got gravity working with you, or working against you rather, pulling you down, so you've got to back up that corner even more than you normally would.
So, Menard, Cruz, and Andretti, that's your top 3. Grant still 4th, Ruman still 5th, and we're watching to see if Dyson can really make an inroad here as he comes through the carousel, and he's got him in his sights now, and you can see it from the drone. The gap is what 3, maybe 4 car lengths, and he's catching them. Last time out, Chris Dyson did a 2:05.2, and the cars in front of him 2:07.3, so that tells you exactly how quickly he's catching.
Yeah, it's very, very quick catch here at this point for Dyson. I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to get by here coming down into Canada Corner.
Yeah. Makes it nice and easy on the straight. And so Dyson, that's the story so far. Got spun round by Menard, but is coming back through the field as quickly as he can. Great season so far for Paul Menard, and of course we all know his story. History's been around for a long time, and obviously at the top of his game. But like so many, like Dreesy, like Dyson, Dyson's been in IMSA for many, many years. The Dyson family have a huge history in racing, but it seems like Andretti as well, they all love the pureness of the racing that Trans Am offers.
Yeah, this racing series, no question, has been fantastic every time they've come to Road America. My first race here at Road America, 2009, with the Trans Am Series. And local favorite Cliff Eben comes away with his first win in 2009, with Cliff's first National Touring Series win. And it was a major event here at Road America. The fans went nuts on a Sunday afternoon. But that's the type of racing that this series provides here. High horsepower, loud noise, just engaging to the fans here at Road America. And you see them lined up all around the cavernous trees here, like in a Moraine sweep on the way to turn 5. Always campers and fans in the shade of the cavernous trees.
Don Yan was made easy work by Dyson. He's got past him. Dreesy might just be a little tougher to get past. These two have been rivals. Both of them have been champions in the past. Dyson currently looking for his 4th title, and he's right there behind Tommy Dreesy. Now, with the Franklin Road Dreesy team, run by Ken Thwaites, and so far so good for Dreesy this season. It's been a good season for him. But he's under pressure now from Dyson. We see it from above. He's right there with him into that left-hander and through Speedville, and he's not holding back at all. Dyson, great to see, and he's back through now. So 2 places in the last lap, and now he's going to try to see if he can make up some more. And we welcome our viewers back on Mad TV. It's Menard, Cruz, and Andretti, but we're watching closely on Dyson, who was 8th when you left us, but now has just taken 2 places away from the Dreesy Motorsports team, and is now up a couple, and now goes in pursuit of Amy Ruman.
Yeah, and the question going to be here is if he's able to dispatch these drivers farther up the field with the same precision and speed that he was able to do so farther back in the field. The faster he gets by these drivers, the more he's going to be able to be running in this clean air, which is going to help not only keep his tires in the right operating window, but also keep the engine nice and cool and keep everything operating the way he wants it, and also minimizing that aero wash that's going to slow him down over the course of the lap.
Yeah, and Eric, we talk about tire deg, but the different drivers with different styles and the way they treat the machinery. Dyson, well known for his ability to drive smoothly, and I'm sure that's learned in IMSA, but with these powerful 850 brake horsepower cars, you've just got to, you have a mindset about what the tire's going to do underneath you, and he's good at managing.
And very honestly, this is the warmest track temperature that we've had all weekend, even though we had a little bit warmer air temperature during practice and qualifying on Saturday. When you look at this racetrack, it's a lot warmer in tire temperature. These Pirellis do a great job of putting the power to the ground, but Dyson has a way to just be able to squeeze that throttle like there's a sponge underneath it, and it just goes much more smoothly for Chris Dyson. He's able to save those Pirellis, and that's why he's such a factor at the end of the race here at Road America every time.
I saw somebody come into the booth and I was like, who's that? And I didn't dare look round too much because I was concentrating. Lawrence Loshak's here with us. Delighted to have you.
Yeah.
What have you been doing? Why aren't you out there?
Man, it's crazy to be back. You guys do a great job. I hope to match the energy.
You do what you do. You do what you do.
It's great to see everybody. Great to see all my old competitors and the smiling faces and the fans. The grid walk was so packed. It was so amazing. But I actually got to drive the car to grid. I don't know if I should be saying that or not, but got the heebie-jeebies again. Man, it's just great to be back. So
well, listen, as a great winner in Trans Am over the years many times, tell us a little bit about tyre management, because that's what we've been talking about, and it's going to be key for Dyson today.
That's the thing about these cars. They're just so incredible. I mean, there's nothing like it. There's nothing I've ever driven that's quite like a TA car. And that's the thing. They do everything so well, but at the same time, it's a tube frame car with no traction control, no ABS. You got these monster tires on the thing. The cars are absolutely incredible, and it's just basically trying to keep that self-control to not put the pedal down. But man, it really is a big challenge to keep the tires underneath you. But in a situation like this with Dyson, I don't know, man. If I was him, I'd be doing exactly the same thing. It's pedal to the metal, man. Forget about.
Is there a little red mist there for Chris Dyson after that?
After the season he's had, probably.
It's a championship battle too.
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty frustrating. He's had some bad luck this season.
Yeah,
man. I can only imagine how much he's fuming, but he's really good at keeping the car underneath him right now. So.
Come on, I'll put you on the spot. Was it Menard's? I mean, it was Menard's fault, but would you penalise him or not?
Again, it's tough out there, and especially how close these cars are. I think he saw a little window. I kind of probably put that one on Menard, but you can't blame him for trying. Corner 8 is a tough corner, and Dyson obviously is not just going to let the guy around. So, it happens. It's racing. We'll see. I'll leave that one for the stewards.
What are you up to?
Man, I've been building really cool custom Harleys.
Oh, wow.
Before you'd have one race car to worry about. Now I got dozens of race cars to worry about, if you will.
Well, you'll be pleased to know I dusted off my Lawrence Loshak red T-shirt that you gave me kindly a few years ago.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I actually found this today. It's the shirt from Laguna Seca, 2019. There you go.
Lee Saunders, another one I'm sure you've raced against many times before, two-time SGT champion, and currently pedaling away in 10th position in his favored Dodge Viper in the 84, the man from Florida, always enjoying his racing. Did a bit of TA last year, but I'm not so sure he kind of got to grips with it. I think it was a little bit ominous, and he tried to do a weekend where he did both TA2, I think, and a TA race in this car, but he's gone back to the Viper and still loves it.
Yeah, the Viper's always been come on, that's part of motorsports.
Yeah.
Great car. What's really impressive is just, I thought Brent Cruz for sure was going to run Paul Menard down. Look at the consistency in the lap times Paul Menard's been able to lay down, put a gap on Cruz. It's kind of stagnated. If anything, it's growing. I don't know if Cruz is going to be able to make up that time.
Yeah, still getting used to it, I'm sure, and we've had a few gremlins for the car leading up to this, so whether he's kind of just nurturing it a little bit. Now back with Dyson, and he's caught right up to Amy Ruman. And Amy, well, she's one of the best in the business when it comes to defending. But then again, she's in her own race with Grant, so she's going to be having one eye on the front, one eye on the back, and maybe, just maybe, Dyson might take them both here on this lap.
And what an incredible job Keith Grant is doing. I mean, in 4th place, running with Amy Ruman, obviously a Trans Am veteran.
Classic overtake by Dyson on Ruman at turn 5. Now he goes in pursuit of the 40 of Grant, but as you quite rightly point out, Lawrence, it's doing a good job, is Keith, and both the other two Grants are out there. They've been in Formula Atlantic this weekend, dominating, so it's a good weekend for the Grants.
He's always been so good in Atlantic. Tons of laps around here. We were talking before the race. I said, a Formula Atlantic, you have to carry the speed, and these things are just such brute force machines. If he could just blend the two, I think he'd do really good. And look at him, he's in 4th place.
Doing a really good job, too. But now Dyson senses an opportunity to try and get past quickly, and maybe, still praying, 10 laps gone of the 25, But, Eric, it'll all change if we do get a caution.
Absolutely. When you have the field spread out a little bit further, of course, with mixed class racing, you've got different speeds too. So once we start getting into lap traffic, that also starts to play into race strategy. How do you mine the Pirellis as you go through this very long race? Just shy of halfway yet here, Jonathan. You know, if I'm Chris Dyson, I know I've got to go here.
Yeah, and there's no question when I look at the lap times, Keith Grant doing a 2:08.7 last time out and a 2:05.4 from Chris Dyson. So he is much quicker and he should get past the 40 as they come up the hill. Ruman staying with them though for now, and Dyson does jink to the inside as they cross the line again. And they're now starting to get into the GT traffic and SGT traffic, which will make, again, things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, you can see that ECR engines really going to work there up the straightaway, keeping Dyson behind. That classic Chevy versus Ford battle.
Yeah. So into the right-hander and down the back straight they'll go towards 5. This should be the opportunity for Dyson to take. And into the woods. Under the Sargento Bridge they come. Dyson trying to make hay here in the sunshine of Wisconsin. And we welcome our viewers back on MAV TV in what is an almighty battle by Dyson to get that Jim Wheat 16 up where it needs to be, and a bit of a mistake there as he tried an attempt on Grant, but he's made it stick.
Oh, they both went deep. That was awesome.
Oh, Ruman coming back. She's not going to take no for an answer. And the former champion goes through.
Grant finally getting around.
Yeah.
She took opportunity. She saw it. She took it.
You're listening to Lawrence Loshak and Eric Miller alongside me here in the bright sunshine of Road America, Elkhart Lake, one of the best tracks in America. And they've been running races hard here around this 4-mile circuit since the mid-50s. Never disappoints.
A little bit of contact there on the entry to turn 5 for Chris Dyson to the back of Grant. You saw the nose kind of bunch up a little bit, but with these bodies in TA, that'll likely relax a little bit with the air pressure down. But how concerning is that for you, Lawrence, if you make contact like that into a braking zone? You know, are you worried a little bit about a little bit of aero sensitivity?
I mean, these cars do, like, again, they change so much. I mean, the temperature that 800 plus horsepower develops, and I mean, they change through the race. It's the drivers that have to extract the most out of the tire for this 100 miles. I mean, it wouldn't even concern me. I wouldn't even think about any aero problem. I just keep the foot to the floor.
Explain this to me, because it is 100 miles. It's what I call a sprint endurance in many ways, because you're going to lose the fuel load, the tires are going to go off. How do you drive differently as the race goes on?
Well, that's just it. I mean, it's like as the tires go off, the car gets lighter. It almost gets better. And you've had, 90-some miles to figure out the nuances of the track surface for the day. Perfect weather today.
Yeah.
What is it, 65 degrees and sunny? Couldn't ask for better weather for a race.
Put the coffee on, because he is doing just that. He's hot right now. Chris Coffey leading in GT. Currently 16th overall. Hampton behind him. He's had a busy weekend. And Cohen behind him in 18th position. But that's the man from Texas doing the business as he has done all season long in that Maserati. Josh Hurley, in fact, doing a little driver coaching with him. And we had Josh in the booth last time out at Mid-Ohio, getting an insight into the coffee preparation for the car, the Chill Out sponsorship, and that Traffic Graphics, local company in Texas that has painted his car for him, or stickered his car for him, whichever you prefer. But it's certainly very distinctive. But so too is Danny Lowry's car, and the Hula Girl is on fine form.
It's the old G meter.
Yeah, it is. It's an old-fashioned G meter. Exactly right.
Now you ask about the 100 miles. I've been on both sides of that stick, you know, wanting the yellow to come out and not wanting the yellow to come out.
Yeah. Well, there's the gap in XGT between Danny Lowry and Ricky Sanders. Teammates, of course, for Bridge Hall, 42 and 43. And they've had some great battles over the years. Good friends, and effectively it's Danny's car, but he gives it out to Sanders and they go racing, and they've enjoyed their racing. And we enjoy having them as part of Trans Am for sure.
I tell you, yellow would be exciting. I mean, the top 3, Paul Menard, Brent Cruz, and Andretti, all laying down 204s. I mean, brisk pace.
Yeah, Eric, I'm surprised you here when Kaz Grala pedaled this car to the cruisers in. to a victory here, but I'm surprised not to see Brent Cruz at least closing in on Menard. I mean, Menard's driving superbly, but 10 seconds has stayed that way for quite some time now.
Both of those cars putting down very similar lap times, so the gap is minded a little bit here. As you look at second place right now, Kaylee Bryson in SGT. What a story that she's been as well this season.
Yeah, really good, and it was nice to hear Richard Forsyth on the Mid-Ohio podium after a great battle with Kaylee. Really give her some compliments about how well she was driving. And I say that as though she's not been driving a long time. She's just 22, that's why. Ooh, that's Cobb's gone off. Yeah, the local man who's come in for the first time and sadly not going to finish the race, but he's out of harm's way. Tell you what, Ruman's doing a good job of staying with Dyson too.
You know, Ruman putting a little bit of pressure back on Dyson, but Dyson, you know, now in a position fourth, just to step off the podium here in TA. You got to wonder a little bit if Chris Dyson is seeing that car off to the right, thinking maybe, are we going to get a yellow? Maybe not. I doubt it. Where how far Cobb is off the racetrack, I think that's in a non-target zone. So I really think that they'll be able to kind of manage that without going to full course yellow. But at the same time, Dyson knows he's still got to be on the attack here. Back to fourth, dropped as far back as eighth. So he's had a nice recovery so far, trying to push forward.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think where that car was positioned, it looks as though he drove it there to make sure it was out of harm's way.
Yeah,
so whatever the problem was,
22 seconds to make up. That's going to be pretty difficult without a yellow.
The other story that's starting to evolve.
Dyson in the cutoff.
Oh, no. Now he is, as you can see, parked up and not going anywhere.
Announcer's curse right there.
I know, exactly that.
Yeah, Dyson's had quite
Let's have a look
the
at what
unlucky
happened.
season.
So, coming into turn 5, on board with Dyson. Oh, he just doesn't turn in. Lawrence, what did you make of that?
Something broke.
Yeah.
Something broke. He knows it. He broke for the corner. Everything looked right. He was on line, and he just turned off of it. You can see the heartbreak. He's just sitting there.
It's been a weird
thinking,
season.
What coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
You know, pole sitter with a flying lap, and man.
Can't get a break at the moment. Gets turned around by his opponent. Then has a mechanical. He got turned around by Ernie Francis Jr., of all people, at Sebring. And it's not gotten any better since then. But there you see Menard on a run. Just got past Danny Lowry.
Make it even more heartbreaking if something failed from the contact.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, actually, yeah. That would be worse, wouldn't it? Well, so far, fingers crossed, but I'll give him the curse. Menard doing a great job as we go back on board with Danny Lowry. There goes Menard. He's got past Lowry. Ricky Sanders still in touching distance of his opponent. So we go back on board with him, but Menard off into the distance. A big difference in horsepower from the production to the TA cars. They're obviously faster in a straight line, and this track really shows it given the long straights that we have here.
You know, Lowry making the best of the situation here on board with the XGT class leader. You know, in transition, you hear how smooth he is on the throttle on the exit of 14. This is a long straightaway. And obviously you build a lot of speed coming up this hill. Not a lot of people recognize the fact that as soon as you crest the start-finish line, it immediately starts to go downhill from there.
That's a good point. But you don't realize how far, until you go on board, it is from 14 all the way down here, isn't it?
Yeah, corner 1 is a hell of a lot faster than most people think. I mean, it really is a speed corner. I always like to make a lot of time in corner 1. Everyone tries to brake a little bit too late for one, upset the chassis. But really, it's a momentum corner. You really got to rifle it to there.
All right. Listening to Lawrence Loshak, of course, champion in his own right, and a great Trans Am proponent. Now making up the Harleys. If I was going to get a Harley, I'd do it from him. Emco Gears tells us that Paul Menard has now led 12 of the laps here. 2 led early on by the pole sitter, Chris Dyson, who is out of this race after leading for 2 laps. So it's Menard, Cruz, and Andretti. And I was about to tell you the story before Dyson went out that Andretti could well become the next story we talk about if he can keep that gap of 3 seconds between himself and Cruz, because certainly Andretti, with his experience of managing the tyres, could be a factor against Cruz later in the race.
Andretti conserving tires? He's a great friend of mine, but that's one thing I know about Adam. tire conservation is the last thing on his mind. He's trying to craft Brent Cruz and giving it everything she's got.
Well, he's got a lot of respect for Brent Cruz for sure, but yeah, that 16-year-old is going places, and I think we're going to see him in a Toyota at the Cup level very soon, and it won't take long. And he's just 16, Lawrence. Did you ever race against a 16-year-old?
Incredible. I'd love to. I'd love to. No, I mean, he's a phenomenon. There's no question. And it's so cool that he's coming from Trans Am.
Yeah, we've been very blessed. Connor Zilic, as well, coming through our ranks as these youngsters make their way up. And we've been very privileged to have them as part of Trans Am. And I think they've learned a lot and really enjoyed. Every one of them says that, the youngsters that is, that the paddock is open, advice is open, people are willing, drivers are willing to share what are effectively race secrets when it comes to competition.
I mean, if I'm coming back, this is where I'm coming back. This still,
You're welcome.
brings, I appreciate that. Still very much a club racer family feel, but at the same time, extremely professional, incredible equipment, and crews and the engineers here. It's an incredible paddock.
Yeah, and I find it interesting. We've got the guys on the way up, and then you've got people like Gil Martin, who've been a part of NASCAR for 30 years or so, and then they're joining and enjoying this atmosphere that is Trans Am.
I'm telling you, once you drive a Trans Am car, man, there's not much that compares. These things are incredible.
Update on Chris Dyson talking about potentially low voltage in the car, so maybe something with the alternator battery combination. Not sure if they're going to repair and rejoin, but electrical issues for Chris Dyson.
I would have thought that low voltage will be part of Dyson's demeanor too by the end.
Adam Andretti with his left rear.
My word.
Or left front, maybe, perhaps. Maybe some contact?
Well, he blew up last time out at Mid-Ohio and parked up, and I hope it's not a similar issue this weekend. Well, oh, gosh.
So smoking pretty heavily still. You think maybe a fender laying on the tire on the left front. Was there any contact with the lapped car potentially?
Yeah, I just wondered that, because you're right. The smoke only appeared under braking. That's usually an indication that it is bodywork rubbing on the tire, yeah?
Here you'd expect a little bit more smoke, but it seems to be dissipating a bit. Maybe pushing the fender back out, but there in the straight line is where it really starts to affect him.
So we keep a watchful eye on Adam Andretti. No, that's in a straight line too, and I think that's about to go bang. Oh dear, poor old Adam.
Well, here's another turn of events.
Yeah, no kidding. And this race is changing directly. I know.
He should pit. He should.
Yeah, he should pit. And what a shame. Adam Andretti then looking for the second race in a row where he's had mechanicals. He won on his birthday at Road Atlanta in this car. Its first ever Burton win. And it's a unique new chassis. Top liner sponsor, he's slowing right down. So smart move by Andretti.
You can see a little bit of that fender cut. That definitely contact, I think.
What a shame.
Yeah, what a shame. That's a really incredible, I keep using the word incredible, but I don't know how else to describe this class. That's a new chassis actually designed by Claudio Burton and his team.
Do you like it? Have you been up close to it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool, and it's, they have Adam in there to help with the engineering and get this thing handling right and working together. I mean, look, they're doing really well, so.
Well, Lawrence, I might let you go and console your buddy, because he might need it. We'll get DJ
I want to get
back
out
in
there
here
and actually watch this race.
Well,
There's nothing like hearing
we'll
these
get DJ
motors
back
go
in, but
by.
hey, thank you so much for coming in.
I appreciate it so much, man.
You're always
Thank
welcome in the booth.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, what a turnaround of stories this has been. We've had the champion out in Chris Dyson. He got turned around by Paul Menard. And now we have Andretti coming into the pits and looking as though he will retire the car. What a shame. So it was a combination, I think. I think it was mainly bodywork, but it was weird to see in a straight line how much smoke we were getting. So that's what made me think it might be something more to do with the engine, but that's what they're doing. It's bodywork. Look.
Oh, and as they take that tire off the car, you can see literally part of that exterior carcass rubbed off, almost as if they had taken a scraper over the side of it. And Eric, I think you were exactly right with what you called. I think there was a little bit of contact there with the end of it.
Well, we saw something similar at Lime Rock with Amy Ruman, because she had exactly the same problem. She got into a mess with Andretti and Dyson. And again, Dyson turned around at Lime Rock by Adam Andretti this time. And out of that, also, Amy Ruman got a tap at the front left. Same thing. and she had to do exactly the same thing. It's almost like a same version of the same problem, but this time it's Andretti having to suffer.
But you talk about Amy Ruman, the last couple of seasons, you can kind of see a little bit of a tide turning, but how much she's up front and championship contender. She's really struggled a bit over the course of the last couple of seasons now. Maybe this builds a little bit more confidence into that McNichols Corporation Corvette team. Maybe just getting a couple of podium positions, kind of getting back to the front of the field, I think is really important for Amy.
Well, the good news is turn 5 is actually not that far away from the pits because you come back on yourself, and so the team are able to get to that car quite quickly and are fettling with it, trying to get it and see what the problem was. But if it is a voltage problem, they'll probably just get it restarted, put a new battery in or whatever, or if it is the alternator, they'll get it towed away.
Yeah, as we watch Ian Lowry working his way back by, it looks like Andretti is back out here at this point. Looked like they were having a little bit of a problem with the wheel gun, but everything's okay now.
Well, we welcome our viewers back on MAV TV. Drama indeed here at Road America. In fact, it's all going on. Chris Dyson out of the race. The man chasing Menard for the championship. Menard continuing to lead. But now Andretti's also gone from 3rd place, moving, of all people, this lady, Amy Ruman, former champion. Loves racing here from Ohio, and there's still a little bodywork rubbing on the new tyre that Andretti's come in. He's been in the pits, he's changed tyres, it was really getting rubbed away, and I think, it's going to be game over. Andretti said, that's it.
I think he recognizes that there's still a problem there, which is a heartbreak for Adam in talking with him, from the first couple of races of the season. Some gremlins have kind of affected that team, getting to learn the new car. But how excited was he to get not only back in the field, but back into the development of a race car? It was just really energizing for him in talking with him. Smile on his face, just really excited about the opportunity to build a car again.
Yeah, and it is a development car. Let's be honest. And that was just bodywork, so it's nothing to do with the development of the car. But it's gonna have teething problems, and it has for sure. Now Brent Cruz, he's had his teething problems, but luckily they were in practice. And now can the challenger do just that and challenge Menard? The gap 13 seconds between the leader and Brent Cruz. He'll be praying for a yellow, but it hasn't happened yet.
No, it hasn't happened yet, and as we close down on about 7 laps to go here in this race, we take a look at the MCO Gears lap leaders. Menard in the dominant force since Dyson had that contact with him a little bit earlier in the race. What's interesting to me here is the fact that Menard has slowed down a little bit. He was running 2:03.5s earlier in the race. That's his fastest lap that he's put down. He's dropped that by about a full second, a 2:04.7 his last lap. But it is a management of times here, Jonathan, because Brent Cruz running a 2:05, so he has still got a little bit of pace over Cruz, and you get the sense that if Cruz starts to put the hammer down, Menard's going to do the same.
Yeah, and you kind of notice that the last 10 laps is when I listening to Adam in the commentary when he comes in here, he always says that, he leaves it till about 10 laps, and if the tyres feel good, then he can push on towards the end, and that's exactly where we are. We might just see Brent Cruz up the pace a little bit to make, a challenge of it in the Challenger, but 13 seconds, a long way to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to literally be doing almost 2 seconds a lap to be able to catch, and I just don't see that speed out of the Challenger here at this point. I haven't really seen it. Now, that said, we've had a couple of gremlins show up in these cars here today. Knock on wood if you're a Paul Menard fan that green machine's going to be able to stay out front.
Well, Don Yount will take it. He'll take a podium if he's lucky. That's for sure. Just coming back into the championship. He's done a few rounds with us, but this is his first of the season. The man from Dallas, Texas, usually does SCCA. And IMSA WeatherTech Series.
Well, with only 5 laps to go, roughly, Cruz last time by a 2:05 to Menard's 2:06 this time.
Point.
So in that circumstance, is Paul starting to kind of conserve the Pirellis and brakes a little bit, knowing that he's got a little bit of a gap, just saving what he has?
Yeah, last time over, just as they crossed the line on this lap, it was a 2:06 for both of them. So they're both sort of, well, there's Adam and his wife. And she's got some consoling to do because she also works for the team, and it looks as though Adam might have a chat with us. Let's head down to Ben Sissel.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jonathan. I'm here with Adam, and you can see that he is just not happy. You can see a lot of rubber on the side of the car. Adam, what happened out there?
We had a nose brace that broke, and it was collapsing the nose on the tire. Obviously shredded that first one. Put a new tire on just in case I might have picked something up, and that might have been the reason. But no, I hate it for everyone that's involved in this program, obviously, but we keep our heads down. We know that there's God's plan out there, and we appreciate that. And we're going to make sure we stay focused on that and not try and put a question mark where he put a period. But a big thank you to Top Liner, Scott Borchett, a Big Machine, Music City Grand Prix coming up at Nashville Super Speedway. I'll see you there. Big Machine Vodka, double spike coolers for your summer fun, but 4th of July coming up. Happy Independence Day to all you fans out there. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for the support always, and thank you to Trans Am and everyone at Greenlight TV. It's been it's a blessing to be here, and it's just a shame we had this thing shaking since the beginning, and I didn't have anything to take to the fight, but ECR gave us an engine that by far we were handling better than anyone on the straightaway, and I got to thank them much love for them for that.
But Adam, maybe you're asking too much when you kind of change.
Well, the marketing dream that is Adam Andretti.
Go with that.
They can be, definitely.
A little in and out on the mics there, but we got the gist of it. Yeah, very unhappy, but a very professional Adam Andretti, making sure the sponsors got the names. But here is the Master Force Tools Menard's car of Paul Menard in the number 3. It's been a sensational season, and boys, I always love it. You know, we talk about, oh, it's boring in Formula 1. Max Verstappen's winning everything, and Paul Menard's winning all the Trans Am races. 4 in a row this could be. It's not boring to me.
No, it's not boring at all, and it's something that, Jonathan, I go back to when I was watching Michael Schumacher's dominance as a kid, that my dad told me when I was having that same complaint of, this is boring, I know who's going to win every weekend, and I'm tired of the German national anthem. He came in and he told me, no, you need to appreciate this. What this team, what this driver are doing, putting together excellence week in and week out is something to be impressed by.
That's the name of the game.
It is. This is the goal of what you want to be doing as a race car driver and as a race car team.
21 of the 25 gone. Paul Menard continues to lead. Brent Cruz, our current TA2 champion, is trying TA for the first time. He's going to be on the podium if he stays where he is. Amy Ruman looking to make her podium appearance yet again. So it's been an odd race for the McNichols 23. She got overtaken early by Dyson, but Dyson's no longer a factor, and there is Amy heading for the podium in the last few laps. Danny Lowry, he's looking for an XGT win over his opponent Saunders, and Saunders is looking to take on Larry. I'll get it right in a minute. And Lee Saunders is leading in SGT ahead of Bryson and Forsyth. It's been a good battle between those two. I'm talking Bryson in 10th and Forsyth, the championship leader in SGT, in 11th place. There's Ricky Saunders, though.
Yeah, but you talk about the SGT battle with Kaylee Bryson, again, mentioning how great it's been to see her progress through a race weekend. They start on Friday on a program, and she may be a couple of seconds off pace, but then you see the speed build through the test sessions, through the practice sessions, through qualifying, and then she's putting together race laps that are strong and consistent. That development for that Sam Pierce Chevrolet team has been phenomenal all season long. You can definitely see her growth as a driver continue.
Yep. No question. Well, it's been an interesting race. There she is in that 02. She's got Cruz behind her, but of course they're in different categories. Cruz currently in 2nd place. Kaylee Bryson likewise, but chasing hard on Lee Saunders, who is 9th at the moment. She's got ahead of Forsyth, who beat her last time out at Mid-Ohio, so that's at least a feather in a cap. And Brent Cruz will surely go past fairly quickly in the TA category as they come down to 5. Well, Brent Cruz did not make up the time we were hoping he would do to make it a stronger race, and I think he's actually just learning his way in TA and just being quite good to the machinery. He knows it's a valuable car. Good run though from Brent Cruz as we take a look at the GT leader, and that of course is Texas's Chris Coffey. He's had a brilliant run in that Maserati all season long. His teammate Cohen is third, and Hampton currently in second place, who's also been in the IGT championship this weekend. So busy weekend for Hampton, and I think enjoying his time out in the field. David Hampton.
Well, and let's remember, Jonathan, that with running IGT, not exactly a small thing to do. They ran an endurance race this morning, an hour long, and then coming out here for another hour. And we've been talking about how great these track conditions are. They're perfect, but you sit inside a car with a hot motor.
No aircon.
You have got to absolutely rehydrate, rest, and reinvigorate before. And he's doing a fantastic job to be running in P2 in this GT category after what was a strong IGT race this morning. Bravo here to David Hampton.
Yeah, no kidding. And 2 yesterday as well, I may add. Yeah, sprint races. I guess the other big story for me to take away from this one is Amy Ruman will go ahead now of Adam Andretti, who is out of this race. She was 5th in the championship, and she'll move to 4th and move Adam out of 4th place. Lee Saunders having a good battle once again. And he's got some work to do, currently in 5th position, but he hasn't done the full season, so he's sort of cherry-picking his races, but he'll take a good result like this one and a victory here at Road America. You can never turn that down. Here comes Menard into 5, and it's easy street at the moment.
So you see about a 20-second advantage over Brent Cruz in the Dodge Challenger for Menard, but that number 3 machine for Paul Menard, you start to hear those gremlins rumble the last couple of laps. This is a home race for Paul. Obviously, our Start Your Engines was Paul's kids. The whole family's here. Saw John Menard earlier today as well. But Paul, at home here at Road America, has a NASCAR win here as well at this historic facility. You know that this one is circled on the calendar here in TA for Paul.
And Eric, I did this last week, but I'm sure you'd have joined me in thanking the Menards for their contribution to motorsport in America, full stop. I mean, they have been a huge sponsor of NASCAR, and they continue in ARCA as the main lead sponsor, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you talk about how brand loyal that racing has, and that's the identity that they've truly created with that family of company. So Paul Menard carrying a little bit different colors than that Dayglow yellow that you typically see, but it is still Menard's brand. And you look at the career history of Paul. Started in Trans Am, then progressed into the lower levels of the NASCAR tier, but back home in Trans Am, really where I think he wanted to be all along.
Yeah. And if you're wondering, the Master Pro Tools that you see on the front of the cars are available. Like, not surprisingly, I was like, dumb question, Johnny. I said, oh, where'd you get these sponsored? He goes, well, we sell them. Okay, I got it.
Well, when the young fan on the grid walk was asked by Ben about who he felt was going to win the race, it was Paul Menard, because you save big money at Menard. So,
nice.
Briggs called that one. So
there you go.
But it's been a great race weekend here for Trans Am. This has been a phenomenal race, and now you see where Saunders is running here with the SGT category with Cruz, the closing speed that these TA cars have on the GT field, but it was almost a full lap, that 23 seconds for Cruz to get enough of a gap to catch back up to Saunders here. So Menard's, about 20 seconds down the road for Brent Cruz. Maybe too little too late for the Weaver number 2 to get back to the top spot on the podium. But Paul Menard's seriously in control.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting. Brent just did his fastest lap of 2:03.9, and so he's obviously pulled the pin, or he's had a word from Poncho saying, it's running fine, just go for it, buddy.
Well, and as a driver, that's what you want to hear. I mean, you want to push a car to its limits. Obviously, what makes a fantastic racing driver is the ability to save the tires, save the fuel, keep everything within bounds, and drive at that 97% where you still have a little bit left to give, but you're not going to be making silly mistakes. But that's not fun. That's the part of the job that you have to do. When you get told, go, baby, go, you get a huge grin under your helmet and you're ready to take off.
And you could see the lines he's taking, just how much he's loving it, because he's right on the ragged edge each and every corner. As he came through the kink there, he was right on the edge of adhesion and just very, very close to the grass, but he held off. White flag is out for Menard. He crosses the line for the last time, and there you see him. And it's been a walk in the park that is Elkhart Lake and Road America. Fantastic run by Paul Menard in the number 3. Came into the series, did a few races last year, and I think got the bug back and thought, you know what? I haven't done with racing yet. And like you said, Eric, he's racing at home for the first time. He's had a few races that he hadn't been to before, including Pitt Race and Mid-Ohio. But of course, Road America, very familiar to him, and the whole family coming out to cheer him on.
Last time through turn 5 here for that Ford Mustang for Paul Menard, running a very consistent line. 205 is almost the name of the game. 205s, 206 is so consistent today for Paul Menard.
Yeah.
And Danny Lowry on pit lane. I thought I saw him come to pit lane. They opened up the driver's side door. Not sure what happened, but maybe the hula girl fell off the dash and they had to fix it. Not sure, but that's unfortunate.
Well, he's gifted
him.
Sanders the win in XGT, who is currently 7th overall.
So he'll rejoin the field through the dash line of the pit out with the field in tow. But back to Paul Menard, just a fantastic weekend. Maybe not the qualifying that Paul wanted, but at the same time, you knew that car was going to have tremendous race pace.
By the way, if you were looking at that car, it's a beautifully painted car, Danny Lowry's car, but celebrating Wreaths Across America. And what is that, you may ask? Well, it's basically a charity that makes wreaths for forgotten, or not forgotten, veterans, I should say, but veterans who lost their life in battle, and therefore each and every year some 3 or 4 million of these wreaths are presented to the graves of our lost and fallen, and it's a very, very good charity which Danny Lowry has taken up.
Final quarter here, Jonathan.
Here we go. Paul Menard comes up the hill, the famous hill that is Road America, take a famous victory in Trans Am. As is he on for the championship, but after this performance, you wouldn't doubt it. This is his 4th win in a row, and no one can stop the force that is Paul Menard as he takes victory. Brent Cruz in his first ever TA race will take a solid 2nd place, and I think he was just learning his way, didn't push too hard until right at the very end, and in the end, he'll come across the line, but some 10 seconds or so adrift. Well, in fact, he slowed down too, 26 seconds in the end, so he slowed down. I think he did one quick lap, see if he could get the fastest lap, and he may well have done. But Ruben takes 3rd, and that's a good result for Amy Ruben. And in terms of her championship hopes, that's helped her a lot. Yount, coming back into the championship, gets a 4th place. Tommy Dreesy, a quiet race for him, but he'll take 5th place. He too battling away, 3rd in the championship at the moment. So important points, especially with Chris Dyson not scoring. That's helping Dreesy a lot. Here comes the Nichols 23 up the hill for the final time. And a popular figure here, as she is at home in Ohio as well. And looks like Cop's got his car going again. Good. And there Amy takes the checkered flag. Your thoughts, DJ?
I think this is exactly what you come to see here when you expect a good Trans Am race. Obviously, a little bit more of attrition than we would have liked to see here today. But I really think when we look back at the rest of this season, this is going to be the turning point for Paul Menard. Yes, he was able to carry momentum into this round, but the DNF here from Chris Dyson, that is what is going to set Paul Menard up for the rest of the season. I think this is the make or break point, and I think as we go into the next round, it's going to be very hard for Dyson to claw back.
So, confirmation, Menard with the win overall, XGT won by Sanders and GT won by Coffey. And Eric, as we look to the future, my Uncle Brian's coming. Big Brian Redmond still going at 88. My dad's watching, so he'll be pleased to hear his buddy being mentioned. But
always
Brian
great to see
Redmond
Brian.
race, always a good one, right?
Yeah, in 2 weeks' time here at Road America, the 11th through the 14th. Looking forward to it. Over 500 cars, I believe, registered for the vintage weekend here.
And Formula Ford being celebrated.
Absolutely. And this weekend, you know, we have the F1600s here at Road America. Tell you what, that configuration, if we get as many cars as I think we're going to get for that, it's going to be a big show.
You might need help. I might come and join you for that.
You're welcome to come. Greg Creamer going to join me, actually, in 2 weeks. So, yeah, we're looking forward to seeing Greg. But no question that Road America in 2 weeks is going to be a fantastic place. The parade, the race car parade downtown Friday night, fantastic. Sports car on display on Saturday. It's a great weekend.
Cool. Well, get your tickets. Come down to enjoy the sunshine of Road America. And, yeah, never disappoints this track. Love to be here. Thank you, Eric, for coming in and joining us. Always special. And Yeah, what an interesting day, an interesting weekend. And DJ, as we look back over the overall weekend, lots of good stories. TA2 was a good one. And of course, we've had something, like you said, great Formula Ford racing and PSSA and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, it's Road America doing what Road America does best, and that's offering up great racing. And no matter what kind of car or class that you put onto the track, really and truly, coming to this place, it's a treat. It is a commentator's treat. It is a driver's treat because the facilities are top-notch. The racing is always spectacular. And, well, there's a reason why I'm probably coming here 4 times over the course of this year.
So then Paul Menard makes it to the Jim Weed victory circle, and following him right behind is Brent Cruz. It's the Jim Weed winner's circle, I should say. And as we welcome you back on MAV, Menards have done it again with the one and only Paul Menard. He wins his 4th in a row and extends his lead in the championship. Brent Cruz does a solid job of his first ever TA race, and he did it in style in the Poncho Weaver Prepared Challenger. He takes 2nd place, and Amy Ruman takes a solid 3rd place. And in a moment, we'll hear from the man at home in Wisconsin, Paul Menard. It always looks easy when you've got such a massive lead, but I can assure you that I'll be interested to hear. Paul doesn't mince his words. He's a straight talker, and we'll hear from the man himself. Yeah, you can see he's got the sweat beats going. So let's head down to Ben Sissel, who's going to be with our winner.
Well, Paul, unbelievable. Your home state, Road America, back on the podium. That's got to feel really good.
Oh, it feels awesome. I mean, fans all around the racetrack, you know, coming out, showing up for these badass race cars. You know, that it doesn't get a whole lot more fun to drive than these things. No gimmicks, just raw power. On Wisconsin's right. Yeah, just 3GT, Paul Gentilozzi, Randy, Tony, John Gentilozzi, everybody that you know, Troy, Jared, everybody that touches this car just does an awesome job. I wanted to kind of see what the car would do on a long run, so I pushed it hard all race, and we just ran 204s all day long, and the car really didn't change. I played with the bars a little bit, then went back to base. So
I guess.
Well, look at this. We've got Remy and Bo here giving the hug. It is a family affair, and then I got to give it to you because you've now won in this car in such different tracks. You know, you've got the tracks that we've been running, the last 3 tracks we've been running, just crazy. So nice job on that.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, somebody asked me earlier if this car is better in high speed or low speed stuff. It's just good in all of it. I mean, it's got great aero, it's got great mechanical, great power. The engine is so drivable. We don't have the highest top end, but Dyson was pulling me by a few car lengths down the straightaway. But overall, the motor's is fantastic. We've got it so it's, you know, stuck. We're not worried about the tops. We worry about getting out of the corner and launching and carrying that.
Nice. Remy, you proud?
Yes.
Bo, did you have fun?
Yes.
Yes. Nice. I like that. Well, Paul, congratulations very much. Jonathan, I'm going to send it back up to you in the booth. We got a celebration down here.
Certainly is, and great to see the family celebrating, and obviously a very popular win here at home for Paul Menard. And see friends and family all greeting him. Nice moment, nice touch, Eric.
Yeah, and this is home obviously for the Menard family, but it's home to a lot of race fans and a lot of crew members over the years in Trans Am will come back to this place throughout different series as well. So this is a beautiful racetrack. Let's take a look at your final results here for Trans Am at Road America.
Confirmation: Paul Menard, Brent Cruz, and Amy Ruman your podium. Don Yount in 4th, Tommy Dreesy 5th. Good result for Tommy that. He needed it. Keith Grant 6th. Ricky Sanders does win in XGT. Lee Saunders wins in SGT in 8th. And Raymond Cobbs did get the car going again, so he did finish in the top 10. Well done to him. He'll pick up some points. And Kaylee Bryson is 2nd in SGT as her consistent season continues. Danny Lowry did get back out and does finish 11th. Then Grant Forsyth Coffey is the winner in GT, and he beats Hampton and Cohen. And Adam Andretti, sadly, and Dyson and Carlson not finishers of this race. So in a moment we'll go down and we'll get down to the Jim Weed Winner's Circle yet again to enjoy the celebrations. But before we do, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the race we just saw. And away they went. And off into the distance, Danny Lowry leading Rick Sanders early on. A little bit of smoke from Josh Carlson in the 36. That meant he had to retire. And there you see the gap between the XGTs. Lee Saunders leading away in the Viper in the 84. And Chris Coffey from Dallas in the Maserati leading in GT. And it was a good battle early on in SGT between Saunders and Richard Forsyth and, of course, Kaylee Bryson. Lowry had to pit. That gave Sanders victory, though. And Chris Coffey, once again, winning in GT. And don't forget, if you enjoyed that and you want to tell your friends that they should take a look at it, MAV TV Thursday night is Trans Am night. Trans Am Thursday, as I call it. TA2 starting at 8 p.m. Eastern on the 4th of July, just before you hit the fireworks. Listen to our fireworks from TA2, and then at 9 p.m. Eastern, TA, the race you've just seen. But Thursday nights is your night to catch up on Trans Am if you did miss the live broadcast.
Have to love the amount of folks in Victory Lane here. That's Victory Lane used to be next to the building, but now in the heart of this racetrack.
Here are the highlights then of our TA and Brent Cruz, and early on fighting with Andretti, getting into second place. Dyson turned around by, of all people, Menard. Little tap from behind. Around went Dyson, but more was to follow. Dyson would scythe his way back through the field, but then had a voltage problem, we believe, and pulled off at 5. Andretti, likewise, got bodywork ruining the tyres and did get back out, but it just wasn't fixed, and even the next tyre was going sideways. But it was all Menard in the number 3, another win. Let's head down to Ben Sissel, who's about to do the podium. Ben.
Road America, get loud! The Road America SpeedTour. Yeah, Tony, look at that. Look at the camera guy right here. Right here, look right here. Come on now. There you go. See, you guys, you made the cut. Nice job. Nice job. Our camera guy doesn't do that for just any crowd, Road America. But we got to keep up the energy because that was a crazy race. The Road America SpeedTour Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. We absolutely love coming to Road America. We hope to come back here for many, many years. Do you guys hope for the same? Nice. All right, wait, hold on. I got to call out my friend Lawrence Loshak. Lawrence Loshak, come here, buddy. Come on up here. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Lawrence Loshak, an ex-TA driver. Lawrence, you've been telling me about Road America. We miss you in TA, but you're building some really cool motorcycles. Welcome back to TA.
I appreciate that, man. It's really cool to be back. I mean, the Trans Am Series is just so incredible, and obviously Road America, it's great to be here. It's been 3 years since I've been back to the track, but there's only one thing that's going to pull me back. It's right here at Trans Am.
Nice. How about that, guys? Lawrence, dude, thank you for coming out. But now get out there and be loud for us. Lawrence Loshak. All right, we're going to start in GT. I can't tell you how much work this team has had to put into things for the last 3-4 weeks. Third in GT, all the way from Dallas, Texas, in that beautiful Maserati. Let's hear it for Colin Cohen. Hope he's there. He is. Nice. Now, speaking of coming from a long way, Bend, Oregon. He had a couple of tracks. He's running in the Trans Am Western Championship, leading points in GT. He wanted to come to certain tracks, and this was on his top of his list. So let's hear it. Second place, David Hampton. All the way from Bend, Oregon. That's a trip. And then first in points in GT, and another beautiful Maserati. Just got hit in the rear right there from a competitor. Let's hear it. Chris Coffey. You know, contact isn't supposed to happen in winner's circle. So Colin Cohen back on the podium. That's got to feel good.
Well, it helps to have a team like this that makes it possible, and great weather, thank goodness. I'd just like to thank Trans Am and the track for making these types of facilities and events possible, and to my wife Nancy, without whom I couldn't be here. And thank you, Chris, and my team, Josh, Xavier, and David, for making the car stick together for what's been 6 weeks on the road now. Thanks, everybody.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, we've been hanging a lot with Xavier and David. David Hampton, living the dream. It seems like you're just having so much fun. Another iconic track kind of clicked off, and you're on the podium.
Absolutely. Yeah, what a fun thing. This is just absolutely amazing. We've been on the road 3 weeks, not 6 weeks, but to kick off some of these really, really cool tracks, I'm just so blessed. I got to thank my team and my wife for doing this with me. Just thanks to Trans Am and all you guys. The Trans Am guys are just awesome. I love racing with you guys. Thank you very much.
Nice. How about that? Now, a little Trans Am tradition. I let him off the hot seat last time, but he does a little nature boy Ric Flair. Let's hear it, Chris Coffey. Woo! Nice. How about that, Wisconsin? All right, Chris, take the mic. Tell us about your race.
Man, so the race was pretty interesting. The track got covered in oil there right at the start, and so that made it really hairy. This guy drove right around the outside of me, so had to fight back for it. But boy, I'll tell you what, the past 6 weeks, we've done 4 races in 6 weeks, and I couldn't imagine it'd be as much work as we did. And I couldn't have done it without David Rice and Xavier, and of course couldn't be here at all without Colin. So just want to thank my wife at home, who's been having to hold down the fort and take care of our 4-year-old son all alone, and I'm ready to get home now.
Nice. How about that? And how about this crowd? Love that. I love that. Come on in, crowd. Love it. All right. Nice.
All right, hold these guys out so they can see the 3.
Now listen, after they take this picture, these hats, these cubes are available to the loudest fans. So let's hear it. Colin Cohen, David Hampton, Chris Coffey. How about that? Gee, woo, Hampton's got an arm. Look at that. Man. GT class has an arm. Let's see what you got there, Colin. Let's see, how about that little boomerang hat? Who wants Colin's hat? Free Sunoco hat. Ooh, nice. Ooh, Chris Coffey. Oh, and that little floater. Hampton, though. I think Hampton's got the arm. All right, come on, Wisconsin. Get loud. Colin Cohen, David Hampton, Chris Coffey. Long traveling to Wisconsin for these gentlemen and teams. Now we do have our champagne celebration. We've got teammates up here. So Hampton, you're on your own, buddy. Oh, they're going to shoot out. See, look at that. How about that for camaraderie? Wisconsin, Colin Cohen, David Hampton, Chris Coffey. Nice job, guys. Unbelievable. Good show. Good show. Who's that? Kaylee Bryson, second there? All right. Super GT, SGT. This guy, we've had a lot on the podium before, but another all the way from Dallas, G-Speed, that beautiful green Corvette, Road America Corvette. Let's hear it. Richard Forsythe. Now, she is breaking records all over the place this season in different series, but we've got another Corvette here. Let's hear it all the way from Oklahoma, Kaylee Bryson! Woo. Got some Bryson fans. And then Road America and a V10. That just sounds so good. That beautiful Dodge Viper. He's been up here with us many times. Let's hear it. Lee Saunders! So, Forsyth, you and Kaylee went at it at Mid-Ohio just a few days ago, and now it looks like she might have gotten a little bit of the better of you.
Yeah, she is an amazing driver, and she's got a great coach, obviously. She just kicking butt. I didn't have anything for her today, and we ran into some shifting issues and electrical issues a little bit, but at the end, and she was gone by then anyway. I can't say enough about Lee here. God, he just disappeared, and, in the cloud of smoke that was was somebody's the differential fluid, I think, flying out. But yeah, it was. This is an amazing facility. The crowd is so friendly. We have met so many nice people here that are just so hospitable. And my team is unbelievable. They replaced radiator and clutch lines and electrical gremlins, and the chill out had a problem. They came through and got it all fixed, and then we had a couple issues later, but I didn't have anything for either of these two. They were fast today.
Nice. How about that? I will tell you a little secret. I think everybody in the Trans Am Series absolutely loves coming to Road America just for those reasons. Kaylee, I know I keep asking you this, but I'm sure this is your first time at Road America.
Yes, it's my first time here. This is honestly one of my favorite tracks so far, and it's cool to come out the bat and get a second place here. And, you know, we'll be able to look at video and get better for next year. But this was a really fun race to come and do, and I can't thank my team enough for getting me in a great car and out here competing, and they worked so hard for this. And coming out here and racing with these guys, and we're having a lot of fun. And, you know, road racing's new for me. It's my first year doing this, so just really enjoying it and thankful for the team.
Nice. How about that? Now, if you don't know, Kaylee, maybe next time you come here, you could do a little dirt tracking at Plymouth and then do Road America, because it all kind of happens same weekend. And that's what she's kind of known for. How about that? A legend, Kaylee Bryson. And now, Lee Saunders, take the mic. Tell us about your race.
Oh, thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank God for this beautiful day, this great country we live in, and the ability to come out here. Thank you for the fans. Thank you for Trans Am for bringing us to world-class places like this. This is just fantastic. It's unfortunate that Josh had problems because he was obviously really fast. Was looking forward to racing with him and just had a great time with everybody here today. I can't thank my team enough. KSR, we got Eddie there. CJ, our first time here today. Jameson, and they did a great job turning the car around. I'm just the idiot behind the wheel. They're the one that makes it fast. So thanks again for everybody coming out today, and thank you for my wife who's at home keeping the fort down as well. I'm going to get in trouble if I don't say that. So appreciate it, everyone.
Nice. I love it. Oh, Richard's got something else.
Oh, and just want to thank Lewis back home, and Jason, and Ian, and Corey, and Mike, and Sandy, and all the support people that help us get here.
Nice. I love it. All right, Wisconsin, get loud.
Hold them up.
We've got Richard Forsyth, Kaylee Bryson, Lee Saunders. Unbelievable. I'm sure the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli and myself would love to thank the Road America staff, Mike and all his crew, John Everett, all his crew. Road America is absolutely fantastic to come to, so get loud for Road America. Hold those up. All right, let's see who's got the arm. Who's got the arm? Ooh, left-handed. Lee Saunders. Lee, you left-handed? I didn't know that. Nice. Anybody want a hat? Or you guys can keep a hat, too. Who wants a hat? There we go. Nice. Get loud. Very nice. Woo. I'm loving this crowd. You guys, keep it up. This is fun. All right, come on now. Richard Forsyth, Kaylee Bryson, Lee Saunders at Road America. Long-time historic track with the Trans Am Series. Are you guys having fun? Nice. I hope so. This is supposed to be fun. A little champagne. Oh, I love how everybody strategizes. Oh, they're just going out. Yeah. Straight out. Right on Paul's car. Nice job, guys. Oh, one for the homies from Richard Forsyth.
Afterwards, Jim Weed. Make sure they come up and get Jim Weed.
Yeah. Now, listen. Yeah, you guys are excused. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry. We are at Jim Weed Winner's Circle, so as soon as this ends, everybody can come up here. We've got some ice down Jim Weed up for grabs. This is Extreme GT. This has been really fun. These two gentlemen haven't raced with us in the last two races. We've really missed them in those beautiful Mercedes AMG. But with Bridge Hall coming in second, let's hear it, Danny Lowry. Where's Danny Lowry? I say Bridge Hall, you come up here in Bennett. Racing this weekend for Bennett, let's hear it for Ricky Sanders. Oh, you got it on the back, huh, Danny? So we've missed you guys. You always put on a great show. I know you had other priorities, but welcome back to Road America.
Thanks, Ben. I tell you what, coming to Road America is really special. This facility is second to none. The fans up here are fantastic. Look at these fine folks. They're just warm and friendly up here. It's a fantastic place. I love coming to Road America. Yeah, we're out there running around having a good time. I was on cruise control. I thought I had Ricky there, and what was it? 3 laps to go. I go through the hurry down, get to the bottom downshift, and the plug came out of the steering wheel that shifts it, so I was stuck in second gear.
Oh no!
And limped around. Ricky got around me, and we got in there and figured it out. But we took second. And if I got to take second to anyone, I want it to be Ricky Sanders. So congratulations, Ricky, and we had a great time. Appreciate it.
Nice. And then everybody wants to know, did Lola have fun? Was she rocking in there?
Lola was dancing the whole day.
Nice. Lola is his Hawaiian hula girl that's on his dash, his telemetry indicator. So Ricky Sanders on the top step, how's it feel?
It feels great. Like everybody has said, Road America is it's an awesome facility. The first time I came here 10 or 12 years ago, I thought it was one of the best tracks in America. That every time we come back, it gets better and better. It's like, how can they keep improving it? And we come back and it's an even better facility, beautiful place, just amazing workers here. Everybody around town, it's just a joy to come here because everybody treats us so well. And we just really love coming up here, running with Trans Am, running at Road America.
Nice. How about that? All right, Wisconsin, get loud. Danny Lowry, Ricky Sanders. Hold those up. Longtime friend racers here. Oh,
to them.
All right. Yeah.
When they have an empty hand.
When they get done with that photo, we'll go back.
Oh, who wants a hat? Danny Lowry's throwing a hat. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. All right, hold those up in your Pirelli hats. Danny Lowry, Ricky Sanders, Bennett Bridge Hall team. We've really missed you guys. Hey, you guys want to throw these out? You guys got good arms. Come on now, who wants a shiny Pirelli hat? Nice. Oh, 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 there we go. There we go. All right, what are you guys doing here? What? Oh, right at me. Great. Nice. I can't wait to get pulled over smelling like alcohol. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Danny Lowry, Ricky Sanders. They looked right at me and just went, that's why we wear glasses up here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, special treat. TA, these 900 horsepower, absolute monsters that one of the drivers up here just found out is a blast to drive. Two-time Trans Am champion at Road America in a Corvette. Let's hear it. Amy Ruman. Hey, even the grid girl likes Amy Ruman. We're getting the heart hands over there. McNichol Chevrolet Valley Automotive Group. Amy, right over here. I mean, you might be able to steal it. You know, you guys could arm wrestle about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last year's Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series champion. He tried to get into one of these at Sebring and wasn't able to make it happen because he came down a little bit ill. He's been waiting since then to get in one of these beasts. Pancho Weaver made it happen. Second place, let's hear it, Brett Cruz. The Cruz Missile. There we go. There we go. We got some fans out there. And then in first place, Wisconsin. From Wisconsin. I'm sure everybody here has saved big money at Menards. So let's hear it. Driving the Menards, Master Force Tools, Ford Mustang 3 GT Racing, Paul Menard. How about that? What, you guys don't want me to talk to you? I wanted to talk to you. You can do that. Amy, back on the podium, doing really well this season.
Yeah, we've had a rough season. We started out well at Sebring with a third, and now we're finally back up here again. I can't thank my guys for keep trying and trying. We got rain down at Mid-Ohio, so we're happy the sun was out for us today, thank God. And my team and everybody can do it without them, and especially McNichols and Valley.
Nice. How about that? Amy Ruman, good day for Corvette. Now, Brent Cruz, is not often that you get out of a 550 horsepower monster and then get into like a 900. But now that when you get back in your TA2, you're gonna be like, man, that kind of feels a little bit weak. How much fun was it? Because I've heard from everybody, these are the most fun cars to drive.
Yeah, they sure are. I just want to thank Poncho Weaver and all the guys over there for getting this thing back. I don't know if anybody knows, but yesterday we had a whole motor swap. The guys stayed up pretty much all night and then got up super early this morning to get this thing fixed up. So I'm just happy to be here racing. Had a great time. Obviously ran second. Paul and them did a great job. I just want to say thanks to all my sponsors. I want to thank my dad for helping me be here. Did a great job spotting today. Mobile One Racing and Steal It and all the guys that are on that race car. They did a great job. Everybody at Toyota Racing for helping me be here and looking forward to the next one.
Nice. How about that? I want to point something out too, because Trans Am has a long history of what I call like privateer racers. Where's Poncho? Poncho, raise your hand. Now, where's your crew? Because you only have a crew of like 2 dudes that are like just out of high school. So that is true privateer. So to replace an engine overnight here and then to be on podium, that's got to feel good. How about that for Poncho Weaver? Now, not to speak out of school, the dude knows what he's doing, though. He used to build chassis for Dale Earnhardt. So it's not just the normal privateer, but privateer nonetheless. Paul Menard, man, you've just been the class of the field all season, but to do it at home, that's got to feel extra special.
Oh,
you grab it for me.
It's special. I mean, Road America is my favorite racetrack, hands down. I love coming here. I've been coming here since I was a little kid. And I took a little golf cart ride yesterday with my wife and kids just to show them all the spots that you can get to a pure spectator's track. So thanks for having us come back and run these really cool Trans Am cars. They're the most fun race cars I've ever driven in my life. Hope to do it for hope to run another couple seasons in this deal and then maybe call her quits, but we'll see how it goes. We're winning races, we're having fun. Paul Gentilozzi, 3GT. This car has been so fast at every track we've gone to, high speed, low speed, dry, wet. We started off just a little bit pushy, played with my bars, and then I got a little bit loose, played with my bars, and at the end I was right back to baseline, and the car was just hooked up. So thanks for everybody coming out. Thanks to 3GT, and now we take a little break for a couple months and go to Watkins Glen. So thank you all for coming out.
Nice. How about that? So Amy Ruman, Brent Cruz, Paul Menard. Brent Cruz did just tell me that he ran out of gas there on the last lap and had to kind of limp it in. So hold up those cubes, and then we're going to see who has the arm. You got it, Chris? All right, you got some people that want one. I know Briggs wants one. Amy with the arm. Ooh, Ruman took that one. And you guys are welcome to throw out or keep those Sunoco hats. Oh, who wants Amy's hat? Come on now. Ooh, there's a little curvature to that. Oh, the 3GT guys are fighting for it. Uh-oh, where are we going? Paul, you're not excused yet. Oh, there you go. How about that? Come on, Wisconsin. Paul Menard knows what he's doing. All right, Amy Ruman, Brent Cruz, Paul Menard. And, all right, Brent Cruz gets sparkling water, ladies and gentlemen. That's just not a fair fight. Come on, get loud, Wisconsin. How about that? Nice job. Man, you guys, I wish we could have a podium for best crowd, because I think you guys would be right there. Now, even though Trans Am's on a break, all 3 of these are going to be at Lime Rock with us in a couple weeks for the Speed Tour All-Stars. So don't get too rested. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are excused. Paul, you're not excused. Our MCO lap leader of the race goes to Wisconsin's own Paul Menard. How about that?
Throw that out when he's done.
Now, Remy might want that. You might not want to throw that out. It's up to you.
Doesn't smell like champagne.
Yeah. Remy, you want that? You want that, Remy? How about that? There we go. The Pirelli teddy bear for Remy. And then, Chris, did you get the photo with Paul? Okay, Paul, look at Chris, our photographer there.
And then we're done with Jim.
All right. Well, guys, Jim Weed Winner's Circle. That does it for the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. Come up here, get some Jim Weed on ice, on Chris Dyson, basically. Thank you guys so much. We will be back here next year. I've heard rumors, I can't confirm this, it may be over July 4th. So everybody bring your bratwurst and your grills. Jackie, did you have fun? Nice. I love it. I love the fans here. We hope to see you guys all back next year. Tell your friends. Thank you so much. Yeah, man.
And that concludes our podium for Trans Am. We've still got some more racing from the Speed Tour, so stay with us if you care to see some more great racing. Single seaters coming up, but we'll take a short break from Road America and more racing to come. Been a beautiful day here in Wisconsin. We had a lot of rain overnight, in Friday night, and luckily none last night. And just a reminder, as we are on MAV right now, but don't forget, if you missed all the action, you'll be able to see it again on Thursdays. Thursdays is Trans Am Day, presented by Pirelli on MAV TV. TA2, the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 series, starting at 8 p.m. on July 4th. You don't want to miss it. And, of course, TA, XGT, SGT, and GT, July 4th at 9 p.m. So those are the times to watch the full highlights of the Trans Am series. Well, my thanks to Greenlight TV and to the organisers here at Road America. They put on a good show, they really do, and they are very efficient at this beautiful course that is Road America. Well, high above Elkhart Lake and Wisconsin. And that's it for our MAV TV coverage. Join us next time out, and we go racing yet again.
Kind of compresses things, and he rockets by Zimmer.
There's Boris said.
One of the ways you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zone, like this one right here.
Both go around.